So it's hard to believe that YieldMax Group D will be announcing their distributions this coming week. Man, time has just flown by. So let's estimate what I believe Msty and SMCY will pay out in distributions this coming week. Hello my friends, this is Legend. So today we're going to take a look at Msty and SMCY, and we're going to see if we can estimate what those distributions will be this coming week, as I'm sure that's on your mind. Both of them have gone down a little bit, and I'm sure that will affect our distributions. But let's just have fun and see if we can guesstimate what that might be on the announcement coming this Wednesday. So let's just go ahead and we'll jump on to a spreadsheet that I put together just for fun, just to see how close we can get to what the actual distribution amounts will be. All right, so here we are on a spreadsheet that I kind of put together. I'm not sure how close it will get us, but I just thought I would throw something together just to see what it actually come up to be, how close we can get, but without really tracking each and every one of the option positions and everything else. It's really just a guesstimate, right? So we will just see how close my little calculations can be without having all of the other details. All right, so let me go ahead and state that this sheet is not yet available. I'm still trying to figure out a way where I can share all of my sheets in one central location, right? So once I get that together, I will have some of my templates available in that location. But I just wanted to let you know I haven't forgot about it. I am still working on it though. Now this one here probably will need more work, of course, but it is just for fun, right? All right, so let's start off right here with SMCY. And as you can see, this is just for estimating the next distribution rate. And this is my estimate. It is not guaranteed. So the previous distribution here I've got as $1.61. Let me just show you where that number is being pulled from, and also where am I getting the 21.86. So if we look right here on the Webull chart, that distribution that I was calling out was the previous one. Now, so it's the actual, the one before the last one, right? So 2 distributions ago, I guess you could state. And that's the $1.6102, right? And the price that I am pulling is from that last Friday, right before the distribution week of the next one, all right? So if we look, that would be a date of July the 25th. That would be that Friday right before it goes into the week of the distribution date for SMCY. So I've got a close here of 21.86. So that's where I'm getting those numbers from. So that's why I've got the 1.6102 for the distribution, and I've got 21.86 for that price, right? 13 payments is what it will pay out, because it does pay out every 4 weeks. That calculates to a distribution rate of about 95.76%. So this was 2 distributions ago. And then the previous distribution was $1.8515 here, and that NAV being 1651. And I'll go ahead and show you that as well. All right, here we are on the Webull chart, and you can see that the distribution here was $1.8515. So that is correct. And the NAV we are showing here at that 1651. You can also look at the website and you'll see that NAV being 1651 to confirm this here. And we can do that real quick right here. Here we are on the website for SMCY. Scroll right on down here and they will call out the NAV right here of 1651. And moving forward, we can see we have that $1.8515, 13 payments again at that 1651. So that gives us that 145.79% of the distribution rate. And to confirm that, we can look at the website again. And right here on the top of the website, 145.79 right there. So we have that confirmed as well. Now, I did something a little funky right here, and I don't know if this is going to work or not. I'm just trying to come up with some funky stuff here just to see what'll work. And am I just completely going off the rails, right? Well, but we'll just see. I've got this distribution percentage difference right here, and that is what it is, right? That is that percentage difference of those distribution rates that have been paid out, right? So it looks like from 2 distributions ago to the last one here, it actually went up almost 15%. But the price itself dropped from $21.86 down to $16.51. So it dropped 24% in the price. Then I took the difference, and that gave me a minus 9.49%. So that is what I'm going to use as far as the difference of that percentage distribution rate that could possibly be going down by about 10%, right? So let's just go ahead and enter that. And I'm going to use that to create my new distribution rate. All right, so now we are on the next step right here. And this is just pulling this same value right here. And then I can enter in what change do I think it's going to change to, right? If I leave it with 0 right here, it's just going to keep it as is, right? But if I use this value over here at, say, that 9.49% down, then that's going to adjust this, and that will help to adjust that estimated distribution. And again, this is all just fun and games right here. So let's just go ahead and we're just going to tie that cell right there to this one. And that'll be a minus 9.49%. So that means that 145 distribution could drop down to 131.95% distribution rate. All right, so now we're getting to estimated distributions. So of course, we'll enter in our adjusted distribution rate right here. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie it right into this one, as that's the value I want to use. How many payouts a year? Well, that doesn't change. We're still getting 13 payouts. And what the recent NAV of SMCY was, and that was right here on the website. We got that recent NAV of 16.51. So we'll enter that in right here at 16.51. And let's just see what this is calculating out to be that estimated distribution. And in my calculation, I'm seeing about $1.68 for SMCY distribution. Now, it could be high, could be low. I might not even be in the ballpark. Who knows? But just for fun, right? And that's what I'm calculating. And I want to see how close I am. But again, it really all depends on the options that they've made, how well they did, the price of it underlying, and so forth. So my guess is $1.68 on SMCY. Now let's move over to Msty and let's see what my guesstimate will be for Msty. All right, here we are on Msty. Now I'll go a little quicker on this one because I've already showed you where I'm pulling the values from, right? So as you can see, 2 distributions ago, it was $1.23, 13 payouts, and that price the Friday before that next distribution week was $20.83, which gave us a 77.28% for my calculated distribution rate. Now the previous one, or this last payout, was $1.18, 13 payments. That NAV was $17.62, which gives us our calculated distribution rate of 87.32. Now we can see that the distribution percentage difference from the $1.23 down to $1.18, it dropped about 4.5%. The price itself went from $20.83 down to $17.62, which is about a 15.5% drop. So taking the difference of the two, I'm looking at possibly about 11% drop in the distribution from the previous distribution payout amount. So let's just go ahead and let's enter that, and let's see and calculate what that adjusted amount could possibly be for the distribution rate. So again, I'm going to just tie it right into this cell, and that gives us 77.72 versus that 87.32. Okay, and moving on down right here, let's enter in our adjusted calculated distribution rate, which is the one we just did right here, 77.72. We still got our 13 payments, and that recent NAV being 17.62 per the website. So what is that estimated distribution that I am guesstimating? Now keep in mind, the one before was $1.1835, right? That's this number right here. That was the last one we got paid out. Well, of course, with the numbers, you can see it looks like it's going to be less, right? It's just how much less, right? So let me hit enter and let's find out what my estimate is. So for Msty, I am estimated $1.05. Now, that is getting pretty low, right? I would love for it to stay above $1. Now, August is a tough time in the market. Most of the time, your stocks, your ETFs, and everything have a very rough time in the market on August. It just is. It has been, right? August is a tough trading month. But you got to have your tough months to have your good months, right? Because in the same sense, you have your Santa rally, right? And all of this. So there's plenty of times where we can have up days, but we have to have our down days as well. But for my estimate on Msty, I am estimating about $1.05 distribution for next week. Now they will do their announcements for Msty and SMCY on Wednesday, and that's this coming Wednesday, August the 27th. We shall see if I'm even close. So just to summarize here, I've got an estimate on Msty of $1.05, and I've got an estimate of SMCY of $1.68. Who knows? I might not even be close, right? But we shall see. So I think I'm going to wrap it up right there. I just kind of want to have a little fun with some guesstimating of what that distribution will be, as I am looking forward to Msty, right? I want my Msty distribution just like the rest of you guys. Now, I want the most, of course, but with the market and how Mr. has been down, I don't think we can seriously believe that it's going to be more than it was the last payout, right? So if you've enjoyed this kind of content, make sure that you subscribe and hit that like button. It'd be much appreciated. And as always, I am not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence before you get into any stock plays. And until next time, legend out.